Sir, we received a report that you might be taking advantage of this homeowner. I haven't asked her for a single dollar. That's not what the caller believes.
Officer, I was the one who kept trying to pay him.
You offered to pay him?
3 times and he refused every single one.
It's easy to believe the worst when all we see is a single moment. But sometimes, what looks suspicious is simply kindness that has become so rare, people no longer expect it to exist. Before I tell you the rest of this story, comment which U.S. state you're watching from. I'd love to see all 50 states in the comments. After the officer realized there was no problem, he asked the elderly woman why she had tried so hard to pay me if I had offered to help for free. She smiled and quietly said, "Because my husband taught me that nobody should ever work without being paid." She explained that her husband had owned a small landscaping business for nearly 30 years. Every summer he spent his days mowing lawns, trimming hedges, and helping families keep their yards beautiful. He believed every honest day's work deserved honest pay. After he passed away the previous year, she tried keeping up with the yard herself, but it became more difficult every month. Living on a fixed retirement income meant hiring a lawn service simply wasn't something she could afford. When I knocked on her door and offered to mow her lawn for free, she immediately reached for her purse. I politely refused. She tried again before I started mowing. I refused again. Then I got to work. I first edged the sidewalk running alongside the house, then cleaned up the walkway leading to the front door. After that, I used my mower to level the thick grass across the entire front yard before moving to the backyard and giving it the same fresh, even cut. Once the large areas were finished, I switched to the string trimmer to clean up every place the mower couldn't reach. Around the fence line, along the corners of the yard, beside the porch, and around the edges of the flower beds. Finally, I grabbed the leaf blower and cleared every sidewalk, driveway, and pathway until the entire property looked neat and welcoming again. When I finished, she walked back outside holding a folded envelope and insisted one last time. "Please," she said, "my husband would never forgive me if I let someone work this hard for nothing." I smiled and told her, "Then don't think of it as paying me. Think of it as someone honoring everything your husband spent his life doing for other people." She stood there silently before putting the envelope away. "He would have loved meeting you," she whispered. At that moment, the police officer quietly smiled and said, "I guess sometimes the best calls we respond to are the ones that remind us there are still good people out there." As I loaded my mower back onto the trailer, I realized something I'll never forget. Kindness becomes even more powerful when someone has every reason to profit, but chooses compassion instead. If this story touched your heart, comment kindness for every hard-working person who spent their life helping others. A generous heart isn't measured by how much money it makes. It's measured by how many lives it quietly changes. And if you believe the world needs more people who choose compassion over profit, please like, share, and follow for more heartfelt lawn care stories. Thank you so much for watching.